There once was a boy who grew into a man, obsessed with the truth, but couldn't choose to understand. As society gone mad, I couldn't watch the news and my fan thought it was crazy, but according to the media, the youth are always damned. As a child I was terrified of nuclear armaments, wondering why we put people in charge who seemed eager for Armageddon. I didn't care for fashion garments, I spoke about self-harm, and I guess in retrospect I was yet to admit I was depressed. We spent several times more and more then on feeding the poor, if not for greed rid of more than we need, for making starvation a thing of the past. No one else gave a shit. What do you think the laughter did to a teenager crazy with the need to constantly blaze a spliff? I played tapes of Big and Woo, if the world don't ask me for this. I felt destined for greatness despite my hatred of fakeness. As I grew older, the world only seemed to grow colder. I've had my habits for longer. It was once hard to stay sober. I used to say, give me a baseball bat and Tony Blair tied to a chair for 5 minutes at least. I found others trying to find inner peace. I want a slice of the pie, but I got a bitter piece. Like Holden, Caulfield, F the phonies. I'll read Catcher in the Rye on the toilet, smoking a cone piece. When I rest in awareness, I know peace. But I got a habit of causing havoc, spitting poetry to those peeps. Rolling deep sporadically, watching the rich OD. Now you know the feel of these men these boys would grow to be. Low esteem wasn't helped by vodka and codeine. It shouldn't happen to a veteran of natural medicine, but at least I didn't get arrogant like my ex-friends on cocaine. You'll never know the pain, but hold the train. If you never give your heart, then you'll never know the game of LOVE. Just be open to the idea. I used to shed a tear, frustrated, lonely, but I got past my fear. Somebody told me you can't trust nobody. I know we've all been paranoid, probably that skunk shotty. You won't hold me in that cage, I know we've all been betrayed. We're all one, love thy enemy, look closely, demons got slayed. I thought I'd be the only one with empathy, proud but afraid. I thought I'd be the only one to work for love, but hopefully get paid. It was not solely arrogance but fair, but I dared to dream. Now we're not the only ones not succumbing to the phony. Now we're a team, we roll deep and roll fat ones. Jar blessed in ghetto properties, with whole heaps of superfoods and sacred geometry. Not lonely urban druids, city-side shamans, Reiki masters, yogis, infinite source and inexpressible experience has shown me. You know the open-minded, intuitive, but are you an Omi? I chill where the crows be. I spoke deep with Mother Nature, but the most important thing she told me was, no need to be so serious. Now, I'm going to give you a choice. Do you want romance, spiritual rant, or living the wandering pixie gypsy life?
Oh, gypsy life.
That's a certain affirmative. That gives me an opportunity to try a slightly different style. Living the wandering pixie gypsy life, seeing the summers in fields with pretty skies, leaving the bumbling city life behind. Some people grow up on sight, some seek to find. As long as we have breath, we know we'll laugh. As long as we all share, we won't starve. Food circle! One day pass, sell by date won't hurt you. Sharing stories, dressed in purple, breathing fresh air, drinking spring water, wandering green fields, foraging for the edible flora, and watching the fauna. Some trim the blessed herb in California, some smoke Indian chillums to meditate longer, some are walking in the pyramids of Bosnia. As Babylon falls, it's not just Romany gypsies that wander, but Rastas, druids, fairies, omis and pixies who walk the earth with the confidence Mother provides. Shelter, good food, good friends and good vibes. Womble the planet until our roots grow. The wandering life is now in the flow, in the back of pimped out vans with trippy guys, making songs up as we go along with witty guys, discussing sending tantric energies from testes to between the eyes, living the wandering pixie gypsy life. Yeah, that one was inspired inspired by one particular summer when I was just rolling to rainbow gatherings, to druid ceremonies and summer solstice gatherings, and just generally living that wandering pixie gypsy life, and everybody wanted to talk about Tantra for some particular reason. And yeah, that song was born out of that, and my good friend Green, who wrote a song called Wandering Pixie Gypsy Life that just had a gap that needed a verse, and I wrote that verse for it. So yeah, that one I jam with Avalon Roots on a frequent basis. Now you're getting the spiritual rant, because I'm in the mode of talking about stories. This one was born from the year that I was knighted a bard of a druid order on spring equinox of 2006 in Stonehenge by the man who calls himself King Arthur. Long story, I'm not going to give you the whole thing now. She was the first to tell me about the rainbow prophecy, which, if some of you don't know, is a Native American prophecy that all the Native Americans, or many of the Native Americans who were killed by the white man when they came over, will be reborn in the children of the white man and wander the planet with long locks of hair, using only the force of peace to save Mother Earth. And if that's you, big up your status. Ever since I slept in West Kennet Longbarrow, my intuition's never felt or been this strong. My ego makes mistakes, but my heart's rarely wrong. My citrine started calling itself Oberon. It led me to an celestial who likes to channel Enoch, and guess what? Enoch, he likes to channel Metatron. And my soul family linked intuitively through synchronicity. We all have creativity, so it's easy to get along, and from then on to infinity and beyond. With twisted tales like Neon Genesis Evangelon, there's no defense for this sword of bliss and compassion. Succumb to love, not to dogma or fashion. Plastic surgeons would work on Robocop, anorexic models airbrush worse on Photoshop. The foreseeable future, we're more than enough to stop. Be the change you want to see. If it's positive, have fun with me. Just another bard in Stonehenge. Harness the sun with me, just a fraction. Use your passions, make love and compassion your best of close friends, your true companions. With mind expansion, I find new passions for long forgotten frequencies. Increasingly frequently, I channel sunlight through crystals and spirits speak to me. So lyrical, even the most cynical believe in me. So passionate, when I leave my physical, I'm not leaving scene. Glad to get rid of the crap material things we're grabbing at. Sound system, mash it up. Break beat, smack it up. Sit down for the national anthem and stand up for planet Earth. Just cause I'm black don't mean I'll snatch your purse. Just cause you're whack don't be thieving or jacking my verse. Compare dreaming to living, is it worse? Is it because we've been sinning? Before I send that fare back in the hearse, please forgive him. We've been sitting in the womb of the newest sphere, planet Earth. Rumour tells me there were druids here. So what's a rapper from London doing in Penzance, huh? Deep undercover junior geomancer with Coco and Monkey John learning biodanza. It's not a hip-hop verse, it's a neo-stanza. Boscow and Cornish stone circle, and it's with druids adorned in stones of purple amethyst. And it's since I slept in West Kennet Longbarrow, my intuition's never felt or been this strong. My ego makes mistakes, but my heart's rarely wrong. My citrine started calling itself Oberon. It led me to an celestial who likes to channel Enoch, and guess what? Enoch, he likes to channel Metatron. And my soul family linked intuitively through synchronicity. We all have creativity, so it's easy to get along. And from then on, and on, and on, and on, and unintentional initiation. Get a second mic live, is that possible? Do we have a sound man, and is it possible to get a second microphone?